You'll learn 4 aspects from this video. 1 is to introduce you to how to say colors in Chinese. 2 is to introduce their Chinese radicals. 3 is their meanings in Chinese culture. Finally, describe colors more specifically. 颜色 means colors. 颜 also means face. Both 颜色 indicate colors. We often combine 色 with Chinese characters relating to color. For example, 红 means red, and we add 色 to make it 红色 red. Keep it in mind, and we'll practice it later. More than 10 colors are coming, and I divided them into 3 categories. The first is Chinese radicals: 蜜 silk, 木 tree, 金 gold, 口 mouth, and I group them so that it's easier to remember the Chinese radicals and the characters. The second part is the color itself is a Chinese radical. The third part is 2 other Chinese radicals. 蜜 means silk or thread, and mi is a pictogram. Fibers intertwined with each other. There are 2 forms. One is mi. The complete form often shows on the bottom, and when mi is on the left part of the characters, the bottom part of mi changes to 3 tiny dots. Mi belongs to the top 20 Chinese radicals, and I highly recommend you memorize it. I'll introduce 3 colors relating to mi, silk or thread. For the 3 tiny dots mi, we have 红 red and 绿 green. Now we know the left part is mi, silk or thread. How about the right part? They are both phonetic. The right part of 红 red is 弓, and the shape of 弓 looks like a carrying pole, and 弓 means work or labor. 红 red implies happiness and is suitable for Chinese New Year and weddings. 红 is usually not allowed at funerals. Only funerals for older people sometimes use a red or pink theme. Besides, using red ink to write Chinese names would be upsetting. It's like cursing someone. The right part of 绿 is 鹿, and 鹿 means to carve wood. 鹿 looks like a dream catcher to me. 绿 green in Chinese culture is associated with health, prosperity, and harmony. I'll explain it later with blue and indigo, so stay to the end to find out. For the complete form mi, let's check 紫 violet, and you'll see mi is on the bottom of 紫. The upper part 此 is a phonetic and means this or here. To describe colors, we say 红 red, 绿 green, and 紫 violet. But commonly, we combine them with 色 to make them 红色, 绿色, 紫色. Mu means trees, and mu is a pictogram. There's only one form, mu, and mu mostly shows on the character's left side and becomes slimmer. Mu belongs to the top 3 Chinese radicals, and I'll introduce 2 colors relating to mu tree. Chen means orange, and zong, brown, relates to the Chinese radical mu tree. Similar to the structure of hong, red, and 绿 green, the left part of Chen and zong is the Chinese radical mu tree, and the right parts are phonetics. The right part of Chen, orange, is dun, and it means to rise, ascend, or climb. Relating to going up, we need to climb up trees to get oranges. The right part of zong, brown, is zong, and it refers to ancestors. The lower part of zong, shi, and it's an altar where people worship ancestors. There are other ways to describe orange and brown. Chen can also be 橘, and the Chinese radical is also mu. tree. 棕 brown can also be 咖啡色. 咖啡 means coffee, so brown is a coffee color. The Chinese radical of 咖啡 is 口 mouth, as we drink coffee by our mouth. 口 mouth belongs to the top 5 Chinese radicals, and it's important to remember it. To describe colors, we say 橙色, 橘色, 棕色, 咖啡色. 金 means gold or metals in general, and 金 gold belongs to the top 20 Chinese radicals. 金 transforms into skinnier 金 when appearing on the left side of a Chinese character. Two colors relate to 金, and they are 金 gold and 银 silver. The original meaning of 金 is copper. So for metal-related Chinese characters, their radical might be 金 银 silver, and the radical of 银 is 金. Both 金 银 imply money, wealth, or something precious. To describe colors, we say 金色, 银色. The second part is the color itself is a Chinese radical, and they are 黄 yellow, 黑 black, and 白 white. Each of them has specific meanings in Chinese culture. 黄 means yellow, golden yellow. 金黄 is the most gorgeous and prestigious color. 黄 yellow symbolizes good luck and is used to decorate castles, dragon robes, and emperor's clothing. 黑 means black and can also be dark and evil. Culturally, in the 5 elements 五行, black is neutral and symbolizes water. 白 white, the metal that corresponds to gold in the 5 elements, stands for brightness, purity, and fulfillment. 黑 black and 白 white are traditionally worn during funerals and symbolize death and sadness. To describe colors, we say 黄色, 黑色, 白色. The third part is 2 other Chinese radicals, and they are 草 grass, the top 1 Chinese radical, and 青 green or green blue. 蓝 means blue, and the upper part is 草 grass, the radical. There are 2 forms of 草 grass. When looking up in the dictionary, we check 2 tridents 草. In Chinese characters, 草 changes to 2 tiny crosses 草, and is on the top of the character. The lower part 监, which means to supervise or control, is phonetic of 蓝. 靛 means indigo, and the left part is the radical 青, which means green or green-blue, relates to plants and indigo dye. The right part is 定, meaning stable, and the phonetic of 靛. 青 can be both 绿 green and 蓝 blue, symbolizing health, wealth, and peace. Sky blue and jade green on temples or pottery. Porcelain to indicate heaven. To describe colors, we say 蓝色, 靛色, 青色. To make the description more specific, we add 深 dark, 浅 light, and 粉 pastel, adding white to other colors. For example, 粉红色 is pink. Let's practice with real examples. 深红色, 浅红色, 粉红色, 深橘色, 浅橘色, 粉橘色, 深黄色, 浅黄色, 粉黄色, 深绿色, 浅绿色, 粉绿色, 深蓝色, 浅蓝色, 粉蓝色, 深紫色, 浅紫色, 粉紫色, 深咖啡色, 浅咖啡色. We mostly don't say 粉咖啡色, and for a bunch of earth tones, We call them 大地色. 大 means big, and 地 is earth or ground. How about the color between black and white? Gray is 灰, and 灰 also means dust or ashes. The radical of 灰 is 火, fire, because we burnt something to get 灰, ashes. I'll deep dive into more colors in the future, and you are welcome to subscribe to see more videos like this. I also launched my merch, Geometric Designs, based on different colors, adding traditional Chinese characters to them. Spreadshirt offers a wide range of sizes, and you can click the description and my pinned comment to find out more about them. Rest assured that my merch won't have weird Chinese characters because Chinese is my native language. For more information about Chinese radicals to enhance your Chinese ability, I recommend you watch this All Chinese Radicals video next. See you soon. Bye bye.